Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Travel Alert. I'm Steve Glenn.
I'm Paul Glenn.
Paul Glenn is the fancy-pantsy CEO of Executive Travel. I'm the chairman. Every week we come to you presenting a short, fun podcast on everything about travel. This week, Paul, we're going to talk about our little trip to Italy. Now, as we're pre-recording this program, you and I are sitting in Italy. We've got a business meeting with our advisory board in Umbria, which is right by Tuscany, kind of right in the dead center
Right in
of
the middle.
Italy.
Yep.
North of Rome, southeast of Florence. Kind of the perfect spot. It's
45 minutes from Assisi.
Assisi, yeah. And we're in the perfect spot because it's the green, what's it called? The green fields of Italy. The green stomach.
Green heart.
The green heart. That's what it is, the green heart. That's why hashtag Snurley was pointing at his stomach. The green stomach of Italy. No, it's the green heart. The heart's up here, Ryan. Okay, it's not down here. The green stomach of Italy. No, actually, the cool thing is, everybody that goes there says, I love these little towns. It's the little towns of Italy, Montone and Bertolai. We've got Gubbio, Orvieto, Assisi, all these little towns. Spello, that's your favorite.
One that I stumbled on last time.
Yeah. Arezzo, Città di Vistacci. I just made that up. Okay.
Don't.
You can make up a lot of names. We've got some big news this week, and actually it came a couple days ago. Passport renewals can be done online, Paul. That is the coolest thing. If you go to the State Department website, it'll say online renewal of your passport. Now, I've been in this business, you and I, 38 years, and this is one of the best things since apple pie.
Passports have always been a tremendous hassle.
Especially the renewals.
Yep.
The new ones are even tougher because you got to take a picture, and if you don't crop your photo just
Everything's got to be just right. Yep.
They mess it up. So go to the State Department's website. They'll tell you how to do the passport renewal. Now, there's 10 things that you've got to do to qualify to do them online. So I wrote all these 10 things down. You ready?
Let's do it.
Here they go. The passport you're renewing is or was valid for 10 years, and you are age 25 or older. So you're going to be 25.
You can't be renewing a passport that you got when you were a minor.
Yeah, right,
so
right.
That's a big thing.
Number 2, we issued passports you are renewing between 2009 and 2015, or over 9 years, but less than 15 years from the date you plan to submit your application. So it's only a few of these passports that you can do. If it's before that, obviously it's probably run its course.
Well, yeah, because a standard passport's only going to be valid for 10 years. So,
you bet.
Yep, you would be over that time range.
You can't change your name, your gender, your date of birth, or your place of birth. If you change any of those, you can't do it online. You basically got to reapply. Number 4, you are not traveling for at least 8 weeks from the date you will submit your application. We will only offer routine service, and the time it takes to get a passport will be the same as renewing by mail. I hope that's not right.
This isn't a time saver, but it's a effort saver.
Yeah, a lot of energy and sweat, I'd say you would save with this. But I'm hoping they will get these done faster than that, but let's not plan on it, knowing the State Department. Number 5, you're applying for a regular tourist passport. You can't renew a special issue, like if you're a diplomat, official, or a service passport online. So it has to be a normal one, right? Okay, number 6, you live in the United States, either state or territory. You do not qualify to renew online if you live in a foreign country or have an Army post office or fleet post office address. So you kind of got to be normal, right?
That'd be the average Joe.
Average Joe passport renewal.
There we go.
You have your passport with you, and it is not damaged or mutilated, and you have not reported it as lost or stolen. Keep your most recent passport and do not mail it to us. So that's part of the online. You don't have to mail it to them. Number 8, you can pay for your passport using your credit or debit card. That's kind of natural. You can upload a digital passport photo.
Okay.
And Number 10, you are aware that we will cancel the passport you are renewing after you submit your application. You can't use it for international travel while it's on this
So that
process.
goes back to you got to make sure you have that 8 weeks.
You bet.
So you can't be going somewhere next week and assume that you can use your passport that may still be valid.
Yeah.
But because they're going to invalidate it as soon as they receive the request.
I'm going to add to this. If you're in a couple weeks that you have to travel and you get shocked that you look at your passport and it expires in the next, before you get home within 6 months, you can come to Executive Travel. We have ways to help expedite. We've had people in 2 days get a passport renewed.
It's not cheap.
It's very expensive,
Yes.
sometimes up to $1,000 for a 24-hour passport renewal. But we literally send people to major cities, go to the embassies, and walk them in there, get them issued, walk out, and sometimes send it back by a flight same day. Many airlines are cutting back flights to Europe for the winter, is one of our headlines this week, Paul. I noticed like Chicago to Rome, that flight in the first part of December is getting cut.
It's done.
So, how do you have to travel to Rome then?
I know I did it to save a little bit of money, but I'm going from Omaha to Chicago to Washington, D.C. to Rome. So, no quick, easy, simple single connections.
So in the wintertime, the good news, you probably get cheaper flights.
Yep.
The bad news is you're probably doing if you don't live in a major city, you're doing double connections internationally. So you're going Chicago, Amsterdam, Rome, Chicago, Newark, Rome. So it's kind of you pick your poison. Do you want to do your connections domestically?
That's what I know when I'm going in December. I think we're going Chicago, Munich, Rome.
Yeah.
So you can do it multiple ways. You can decide, do you want to jump the pond and have a connection, or do you want to do multiple connections here to get to the coast where you can get a direct from there?
The next headline reads, American Airlines new flights to Europe. Basically, Paul, the airlines are doubling down on Europe in 2025. They're adding Delta's adding all these new flights. Americans adding flights to Copenhagen, Denmark, Naples, Italy, Nice, France. They're doubling down into Rome. They're doubling all across the hot spots of Europe. Delta's doing the same. United's adding like 7 new destinations as well. United's bragging they're going to pass Delta in 2025. They've historically been one of the largest. They've served 29 different destinations in Europe, which is amazing. And now Delta, United, and American, they're all fighting to be the largest carrier into Europe, which I'm hoping means more service,
good fares,
and good fares.
Yeah, more seats is going to mean better values.
So that's the exciting news about travel into Europe in 2025 and part of this week's Weekly Traveler. The next thing is I also identified all the places that Delta is going in 25. That's been really cool. They're going between Atlanta and Athens and Rome, Barcelona, Zurich, and even between Detroit and Munich. So once again, I think 2025, my gut tells me Europe will be strong, but not overheated like it was this past year.
Well, I think it's going to be great opportunity in those shoulder seasons that we've seen pick up here this year. Is now there's going to be more lift, so might be able to get that better value. But are the hotels going to be able to keep up if we do have more lift going in? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's fun to watch. It's fun to make it so that more people are able to get out and explore, and these are all great destinations, and hopefully it ends up benefiting the consumer in the long run.
Hey, the next thing on this week's Weekly Traveler, which this podcast is presented by Executive Travel. You can find us at executivetravel.com. We also have an easy-to-remember phone number, 402-435-8888. We've also put together a list, Paul. I just sent it to all our staff. Put together 5 videos from you and I's past Weekly Travel Alert podcast on things to do when traveling to Europe. These are the safeguards. Here are the list of the videos that you can get from our YouTube site. The do's and don'ts of foreign currency exchange. That's a great one, a short one too.
Yeah.
18 things you must do before you travel internationally. That's at Executive TRVL on YouTube. Number 3 video is 12-point safety checklist if you're traveling internationally. You got to safeguard yourself. Here's a way to do it. Video number 4, 11 things you can do with your smartphone to make travel easier. That's one of my favorite.
You like to use your phone
a lot when I'm traveling. And the top 5 videos is top 10 reasons you should always purchase travel insurance. I don't know how many times this year I've had people say, hey, somebody died in my family. I got to sing in their funeral. I've just spent $8,000 on a trip. What do I do?
No.
Did you buy travel insurance? No. That's the first thing you should do. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make it easy when you travel. We're the easy button right here at Executive Travel. Thanks for joining us today. Paul's going to tell you the zip, boom, bing on how we go from here.
Please like, subscribe, share, and add any comments or feedback on topics that you feel would be of interest in future episodes. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.